Welcome back. So you're at the stage where your mushroom block is completely white and colonized all over. Well done. So the next step is to get your mushroom block to actually produce mushrooms. Now, one of the cues that mushrooms use to produce their big fruits is full colonization of the substrate and fresh air. So wherever there's fresh air touching the substrate, your mushrooms will start to pin. It's the initial stage of producing big mushrooms, and then those pins will grow into the big fruits that you would harvest and eat. Now, we don't want mushrooms growing on the inside of the bag. We want mushrooms growing on the outside of the bag. So we're going to stop any air from entering the bag by using this fruiting patch and sticking it over the filter. One thing to remember when putting the fruiting patch on, it's very easy, but one thing to remember is just that you cannot have any gaps of air coming in. Those mushrooms will find it. So as you go over the bag, use your nails or something flat and just make sure it's completely attached on all sides and that there are no wrinkles. Easy. Now we're going to cut open the bag. By cutting open the bag, we're introducing fresh air to one spot only. And wherever that fresh air hits the bag is where your mushrooms are going to pin, and eventually they will form fruits that we can harvest. So we're going to start off anywhere on the bag that we notice some big white patches. This one doesn't have any mushrooms growing, so we'll go on the front over here so you can see. And we're going to use a knife. You can use anything you'd like. Once they're done colonizing, they're pretty resistant to contamination, so you don't need gloves at this point. So we've done one slice across. We'll do another slice just in there and across over here. As you can see, I am cutting into the substrate, and that's perfectly fine. And once I'm done cutting, I'm just lifting up each of these flaps, and that area between the substrate and the flaps will cause a nice humidity zone, which will stop your mushrooms from drying out. So we've got that going. We're going to start by putting the humidity bag over top. Now, if you live in a humid area where humidity is above 70%, you don't need the humidity bag. But if you are growing indoors and it's really dry, like 40% humidity, you're going to want to use the humidity bag. So I'm going to start. I filled the bottle up with some water, and we're going to mist the inside of the bag. We're not spraying directly on the mushrooms. There's more than enough moisture in your kit. We're just spraying the inside of the bag to increase the humidity. And we're going to be placing this bag right over top, like that. There's a little bit of space where the air can come in at the bottom, and we'll leave it like that for 1 to 2 weeks until we start to see some mushrooms. Remember to spray the inside of the bag twice a day so that you have a nice humid environment. And we're going to be placing this on a shelf. Make sure that you don't place it in direct sunlight, otherwise your mushies will dry out, and you don't really need any light. So if you do put it into a cupboard or somewhere like that, that's absolutely fine. If you've got it on an office desk or in your kitchen, that's perfect. So we'll see you in 1 to 2 weeks.